Validation. We all seek it. We all enjoy it. It feels good when someone compliments us, likes our posts, or tells us we're doing a great job, and that's perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all human. We're all human. We all love it. But there is a critical difference between enjoying validation and needing validation. Just enjoying validation brings you joy. The other brings dependency. You do not want to become dependent on validation from other people. Fuck them. Look at this guy on the right. This is a guy staring at his phone, hoping she texts him back. And then the guy on the left just don't give a damn. If you find yourself like the guy on the right, I need you to continue following. The amount, how you're going to respond to validation is going to come down to how much you love yourself. Okay? Self-love. If you're happy with yourself, if you're happy with who you are as a man, you're not pulled in to the need for that validation from other people. Think of self-love on a scale of 0 to 10, okay? When we don't love ourselves completely, we create a gap, a void we desperately try to fill by other people through validation. If I love myself at a 7, I'm constantly seeking out those extra 3 points from somewhere else. That somewhere else can become an addiction to external validation. That's why self-love is so important. You want to always be trying to love yourself first. Love yourself fully and completely first. If you can't do that, you end up turning to others and starting relationships for all the wrong reasons. That's self-seeking behavior. That is not love. So where does all of this come from? Where does this start? All right. Let's talk about where the validation void often begins. It's in our earliest relationships, our parents, our family. Imagine growing up with a parent who only loves themselves at a 5, while you naturally develop into a person who loves himself at an 8. There are a missing 3 points that's going to create a constant tension. There's going to be a void that you're unconsciously trying to fill. So if you are at an 8 on your love scale and you just love everyone at an 8, but you have someone in your family who only loves themselves at a 6. You're going to love them at an 8 or a 9. They're going to love you at a 5 or a 6, and you're not going to feel loved completely by that person. And when it's a mother, a father, a parental figure, that's going to hurt. That's where resentment is built. This leads to self-seeking behavior, a lot of negative energy. Here's the harsh reality. When you're surrounded by family members who do not fully love themselves, they unconsciously try to pull you down to their level. It is not malicious. It's their own insecurity speaking. If your mother only loves herself at a 5 and you're flourishing at an 8, her own validation void creates a gravitational pull on your self-worth. What does this look like in men and women? So in this picture, let's say that's a man loving himself at a 6, trying to date a partner who loves herself at a 9. There is a constant void. This is where I get hammered on this, especially by women. I say no one can love you more than you love yourself. Maybe Jesus, but why, if I only love myself at a 6 and I enter into a relationship with someone who loves themselves at a 9, I cannot, that person's going to try to love me at a 9. And I can only love her back at a 6. So she's going to fill this huge void. She's never going to be happy with that. And why should she? Why should she do that? Why? No one's ever going to love you more than you love yourself. You have to love yourself first and then put yourself in a position to spread love to other people. In men, this becomes men who are addicted to validation, become womanizers. These are men who start relationships simply to fill that void from the 6 to the 10. The relationship is only there for that selfish need. It's a self-seeking. It is the relationship was never based on love. It was never going to. You can't even take that and turn it into love. These men have no real masculine purpose in life. If they had a real masculine purpose, they would work towards that purpose and they would love themselves as their success in their purpose grows. They're just floundering around, living like Peter Pan. These men are also easily manipulated. When they get first, especially early in the relationship when the sex is amazing, the woman can just kind of control these guys. Women who are seeking validation. This is where, especially when the father's not in the life, these are the women with the daddy issues. These women can't even recognize real, or what I call healthy, masculinity. It's foreign. They can't tell the difference between a man who is territorial, like a father, an uncle, a brother, who's territorial over their family member, who wants to protect them and wants to keep them safe, versus a man who is controlling because he's afraid that woman might do something that hurts his little feelings. They don't really see the difference between real healthy masculine love. They're even attracted to toxic masculinity because they can't tell. It's easy to look manly. Take some steroids and get some tattoos and buy a fancy car, and next thing you know, shit, you're a man, whatever. It's easy to fake, and these women who are constantly seeking validation really can't even tell the difference. Everything they do is based on fear. I believe, my opinion here, women know that gap is there, where men are just we're just stupid about it. That gap between 6 to 10. I think women can feel that gap from 6 to 10, and they're scared to death of it. They're absolutely afraid to go there. These women cannot trust fully because they've never gone there before in their life. They've never been loved correctly. That's what this is all about, right? All right. The self-sabotaging cycle, which is kind of what I was referring to there. Let's explore what happens when you enter a relationship loving yourself at a 6 while your partner operates at a 9. It's like speaking 2 different languages of love. When someone who loves themselves at a 9 tries to pour love into someone at a 6, something fascinating happens. That love literally goes right over their head. It's like trying to fill a cup that's already convinced it has a hole in the bottom. The person at 6 doesn't just struggle to receive the love, they actively resist it. It's foreign. They've never felt it before. Anything foreign triggers a fear response. Anything new, we are fear-based creatures. Anything new gets a fear response from us. We shut it down, shut it out, run away. This is why the saying, "No one can love you more than you love yourself," isn't just a cute quote, it's a psychological reality. Until you raise your own self-love level, you will keep repeating these same patterns and you'll be sabotaging what should be, could be healthy, loving relationships. Okay. Self-love is the answer to this validation addiction problem. That starts with accountability. Stop blaming other people. Your family is not perfect. Your parents have their own issues. That doesn't mean that they don't love you fully to the best of their ability. No one around you is perfect. Just like this slide. I am not perfect. The word perfect is misspelled. We are not perfect. You're going to run into problems. That's life. Welcome it. Welcome the problems. Every time you feel a problem, you get an opportunity to fucking conquer and live. Embrace the problems. Accountability. So how do you start to become accountable for your own self-seeking behavior and your own addiction to validation? Well, I happen to offer a program that I call the Men's Relationship Blueprint, where we do just that. That's where it all starts. It all starts by laying the foundation. There's also this wonderful religion called Christianity. So me being the relationship coach, who do I turn to? Because I am human, I am a sinner, I am not perfect. I am not always loving myself at a 10. I'm holding, that's a picture of my prayer book. Prayer, in the Orthodox faith, prayer is much bigger than in Protestant, because we focus a lot on the Holy Spirit and the energy inside you and the self-love and the power of creating and becoming. Your Holy Spirit is powerful. When you pray, you are staying aligned with your Holy Spirit. So we all have a tendency to have this self-monologue, which that monologue is oftentimes negative, to thinking poorly of ourselves, telling our own Holy Spirit all of this bad shit that we don't like about ourselves. Prayer does the opposite. It's like affirmations. So, look into my program, go to church. I would definitely recommend an Orthodox church. Go to the gym, start dieting, find the happiest person you know and start hanging around them all the time. Raise your self-love level, your love meter up, and break that validation. What does that look like? When you start to love yourself more, you will start to attract other people who love themselves more. This is how good relationships happen. People say, well, I've got a bad picker. Well, your bad picker is you. So what do you do about that? It's usually you not loving yourself. When you find someone, when your love level is high, and you find someone else whose love level is high, y'all will recognize each other. You are drawn to each other. You get excited because you found someone like you. But these kinds of people are not focused on negative behaviors. They're focused on healing. They have compassion for each other. They have empathy for one another. They understand each other. They understand that life is this journey, and they support each other. There is openness, not judgment. There is growth. These people are thinking about the future. It looks like this. That person is wonderful. I like the journey they're on. Let me see if my love will help their journey. That's the opposite of self-seeking behavior. And this person does the same for me. That is a completely different thing than most people. Most relationships, especially if I'm broken and I have a low love meter, you look at someone and you go, how can this person help my life? And that's it. That's not a relationship. To make this easy for you guys, I created a self-love assessment. It takes about 5 minutes, and you can download it on wherever the hell you're at. I don't know where you're watching this from. I'll make it easy. Click the link. I'll shoot it over. Self-love assessment. Just like everything else in my program, it is you, pen and paper, and a set of questions to figure out where you rank. What is your love level? Do you find yourself repeating the same behavior? Do you feel like, do you feel empty when you're alone? Let's do something about it. Take the self-love assessment, hit reply. Let's have a call. I would love to talk to you about it. Let's start right here. That is it. I love you. Peace be with you. Have an amazing day.